Hi, Tammy Gurkis here. Um, I am going to well, number one, if you saw my earlier video, this is my hair after I took my round brush through it. Well, it's a round brush blow dryer thing. Um, and as you can see, I started out with combing all my hair straight back and letting it get to the point that it was like 80 to 90% dry. And then I blow dried it with that thing. And now you can see what I mean by I told you that my hair tends to grow forward and lay on my face a lot, and it bugs me. Okay. I love my hair to be down, and so I've got, if you look at my face shape, I'll take my glasses off. Oh, okay. So I've got a very oblong face. Okay. It's oval, but it's stretched out. So it's almost the perfect shape. Apparently, oval's perfect shape, but it's not quite there. Okay. So I like to use my hair to make it seem like I have an oval face. Okay. So by doing this, you can see how now, because I've got my side part, I love my side part. I love being a little bit asymmetrical because the middle part makes my nose look super long. I learned that back in junior high when I used to get teased about my nose. So yeah. I didn't understand that I needed to change my hair part yet, but I do now. Anyways, sorry, little tangent there. So my hair is okay. So I don't know how many of you know who Farrah Fawcett is, but you've probably been around long enough to have heard of this thing called curtain bangs, which is what I like to create when I'm wearing my hair straighter. I like to create a curtain bang. So for me, I bring it forward and flip it back with my blow dryer. Okay. But you can see that none of my hair is right on my face right now because I pushed it all back to let it dry first. And now I have this is the kind of look that I like. I like it to kind of flick out a little bit around the edges. I like it to be straight, but not super straight. I once had a young lady. So what had I done? So many surgeries. I think it was my first surgery when it was my right hand, and I had a trigger finger, and they did carpal tunnel at the same time. So for some reason, I'd never had surgery like that before. The only surgery I'd had leading up to that, well, I'd had a couple. I had islet cell transplants done when I lived up in Canada, I was part of a study. I'm diabetic and, whatever. I'll probably tell you more about that at another time, but not right now. I had a C-section when I had my son. So that's the only, other than having my wisdom teeth out and that islet cell surgery, I really hadn't had any other surgeries. So I had no idea that I wouldn't be able to do anything with my hand when it was done. I don't know. Sometimes we think ridiculous things. You would think this would be quite natural to think, I'm having surgery on my hand. Maybe I won't be able to use my hand. Maybe I should get up early and wash my hair before I go in so that my hair will last me a few days while I have this hand that's not usable, right? No, didn't think that way. Just went into surgery, ponytail hair, didn't care. Had surgery, and about 2-3 days after surgery, I was like, I really need to wash my hair. My hair was just like, ew, okay? So I made an appointment at there's a hair school here called Xenon, and I went there, and I just scheduled in for a shampoo and a style type of thing. I don't mind going to those places for stuff like that because it's not a permanent thing. And ultimately, at that time, I was looking into opening my own salon. So that's kind of how I was hunting for stylists to hire at my new salon. So I went in and had, blow dry, and it was a fairly young girl. And she says to me, oh, well, what would you like done with your hair? And I'm like, just, run the flat iron through a little bit. Nothing major, just. I have never had my hair so freaking straight. Like, I am not one of those girls that wants it that straight. I could not stop looking at myself in the mirror. I was just like, oh, this looks like the hair that I had when I was like in second grade. In third grade, I had bone straight hair that did nothing. And it was just lifeless. And that's what it looked like. But that's, from what I gathered from her, that's what the younger generation is after, is they want that, I don't get it, whatever. I want to, when I straighten my hair, I want to have some body in it. I want to have some movement. And that straight hair did not move. Like, it was just, it was the most bizarre thing. It looked like I had a wig on. But yeah, that was, you know, whatever. I got it. My hair was washed, and that was good. So anyways, right now I want to show you my eyelash tool. Okay, this is the one. I put my box away. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put the box. I have a brand new one though that I will be giving away. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. Here it is. It is a Grand Lash Lift. Okay, this might be backwards to you. I don't know. I don't know how to flip my camera phone around. So basically it comes, it's got a charger. There's the little hole for it, and you plug it in like you would your phone, and you charge it. And right now it's been heating up, so I'm going to remove this now because it's nice and warm. Yep, I can feel this is warm. It's not super hot. It's not like curling iron hot, okay? It's just warm. So I'm going to get super close to the camera now. I don't think I can zoom in while I'm on here. So I'm going to get super close, and I'm going to show you. This is what it looks like. And I am going to be going like this and just watching myself in the mirror. Now today, the mascara that I'm going to use is a fairly new one that's come out from Color Street. So I'm a crazy, I've got so many mascaras to try, and I've part of this contest to win this beautiful tool is I want everybody in my group, so you'll need to ask to come in my group, which is on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Tammy Gerges, TamiGrgas. I will be changing the name of my group shortly. This is their Triflex Mascara. So I wanted to try this for a little while. And they ordered some to try. I have tried several different ones. Oh, so sorry, I get distracted easily. The contest. What I'm asking everybody to do is to take a before and an after picture. Just a second here. Where's my thing? You know, these old school envelope openers are like one of the best things on the planet for opening anything. So what I'm going to ask, there's going to be a competition going on in the group. Right now I'm kind of reactivating this group and getting everybody to accept the new rules and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to give it until December, maybe into January a little bit, for everybody to figure out if they're going to accept the rules or not. And if they don't, I will give them a few chances. I'll probably send messages just saying, hey, if you go in and accept the new rules, you can stay in the group, but if not, we will be parting ways. You know, like, I just don't want, you know, people who are, well, I've already done some booting in there for people who are very, this is what the brush looks like. It's got that little bit of a curve to it. I've already removed some people. I don't allow spam in my group. Right now I'm in a conversation with a gentleman who is a hairstylist like I am, and I had asked him if he had made a comment, which was fine. You know, he was trying to help answer a question, and in the comment he was like, you can come to my salon and I will give you a scalp detoxification, or whatever he calls it. And I was like, oh, cool. I said, so I asked him if he would let me interview him on a Zoom about what it is he does, and I asked him where his salon was. He didn't really answer either of those questions. He just asked me, well, you can come by and get the... I'm like, I don't even know if I live in the same place as you, dude. Like, and he told me he doesn't do Zoom. So I'm going to try and have a conversation with him and say, hey, all I want to do is interview you in the group. And if you just want to participate in the group, but you don't want to show your expertise, or, you know, he might be trying to build a clientele, which is fine. I would love to be able to find hairstylists across America that I can refer people to, but I need to get to know them first. I need to understand where their expertise is. I need to know that they are educating their clientele like they should be. Okay, so now that I've put one coat of this mascara on, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I haven't found my magical mascara yet. So, back to this contest. So yeah, right now I'm cleaning up the group of people who might not need to be there. And when I run this contest, it's going to be about everybody doing their mascara with whatever mascara they're using, but they need to take pictures of their lashes before and after they've used their mascara, and take a picture of the mascara so we know which one it is. And we're all going to be able to see how all these different mascaras work before we invest in them, which is like a great way to be able to save some money, I think. And it's going to depend on what look you want too. I don't know that this mascara is enough for me. I don't. I don't have short lashes, but I don't have super long lashes. My lashes do not curl on their own, so I have to help them. This mascara may need 3 coats. And I have found sometimes I have to do 2 or 3 different kinds of mascara. I don't know. It's just the way that it is sometimes. So this is how the Color Street one is sitting so far. I will, when we're running the contest, I've got a bunch that I've been doing over the last month or so. I've tested a few. And, it's also going to depend on the look that you want, too. Like, if you're just going for a day-to-day, just running out the door, this one might be okay. So far, I have tested a Nu Skin one. Did I do the Ever one? I'm not sure if I did this one. This is Ever. Let me put my glasses on so I can read it. Ever, who makes this? Eye Conscious? All it says is Ever on it. I'm not even sure where I got it. Everskin.com. So there's that one. There's, this one was from Melaleuca. Yeah. And then there was this one. This is Lash Princess. I kind of like that one. And this is the Triflex mascara. I think I'm going to do a 3rd coat. I'm going to wait for it to totally dry, and then I'm going to curl it a little more. So anyways, I'm going to ask everybody who wants to be entered in the contest to take pictures. They can do video if they want. I will allow that. And take pictures of their eyelashes before and then after they put on that mascara, and include a picture of the mascara so we know which one it is. And then I will be taking all those pictures and creating like not a spreadsheet, but a collage of the different looks that you can get with different mascaras, that kind of thing. But at the end of, I'll have a timeline for how long they have. So for each mascara before and after picture that they put out there, they'll get an entry. For each, let me think, there's that. And then I was also going to ask them as a bonus entry to invite 5 friends to the group. So for each 5 friends that they invite to the group, they'll get an entry there. And then at the end of the month, we'll be drawing for this. So yeah, that's what I've got coming up in the group. It's going to be super fun. I want this group to be Bee's Knees. It's not called the Bee's Knees. It's not going to be called the Bee's Knees, but I'm going to actually, we're going to be voting on what to change the name to as well. I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I want everybody to, I want it to be like a co-ownership of the group. I want everybody to feel like it's their home, their place to come when they want to talk about hair, when they want to talk about makeup, skincare, anything like that, when they have questions about these things. And I'm developing a course right now to help women. The number one thing that I see out there a lot of times is these women going to hairstylists and they don't really know about their hair. Like, not the hairstylist, the woman that's going, okay? They don't, like, I understand my hair. And I know questions to ask a hairstylist. I know how to approach these things and how to ask them questions that I know the answers to. And therefore, when they answer the question, if they don't answer it correctly, then I know they don't know what they think they know. They just, I was searching for a hairstylist for many years. I wasn't working behind the chair anymore. After I had my son, I did hair at home, I've always had my hands in hair, but I wasn't working in salons. And when you're a solo entrepreneur like that, doing hair, you don't really have other hairstylists you can say, hey, can you do my hair today? That's what working in a salon. It was my favorite was when I worked at Regis up in Canada. I love those girls. And the two dudes that were there. We called ourselves, Mitch was our manager. Todd was the other dude that worked there. Ivan came later, but he wasn't there at the time. And we called ourselves Mitches, Bitches, and Todd. There were like a lot of us girls. So anyways, it was so fun. So I've hunted for hairstylists. And being a cosmetologist, hairstylist myself, I didn't think it would be so hard. But it was. It was really hard. And over in England was a little, like, we lived in England for 3 years after James was born, and it was a little more difficult over there for me. That's ultimately when I started cutting my own hair and coloring my own hair. I was like, no, I can't. I went and got a few haircuts, and I asked for a bob and got this weird stacked thing. I was like, holy crap, my hair is short. That wasn't what I was after. Like, I was after something like this. And they stacked it up the back and did an diagonal forward. And so then I'd let that grow out. And, it was just whatever. Then we moved here to Nebraska and I hunted for a stylist. But at that point, I was mostly doing my own hair. And so I was just looking for a stylist to straighten out the back of my hair. Basically, I took care of everything else. And then we moved to DC. I never saw a hairstylist in DC. I just did my own hair. Then we moved to upstate New York. And that's when I decided that I wanted to find a stylist. I wanted someone else to cut my hair because it's really hard to cut the back of your own hair. And my hair was too long, and when you're cutting your own hair, it's easier to cut long hair on yourself than it is to cut short hair on yourself. Especially when you talk about the back of the head. You can't pop your head off and put it in front of you. It just doesn't work that way. So in upstate New York, I ended up going to we were there for a few years, and I went to 2 or 3 different hairstylists. And I was just like kind of trying to figure out like how, like, what can I ask these, like, number one, the number one lesson I learned, don't tell them you're a hairstylist. Bad idea. Bad idea. They either get obnoxious about it, or they get super nervous about it. It's just, so if you yourself are a hairstylist, don't tell them you're a hairstylist. So, you know, that was the first lesson I learned. That was when I got a weird asymmetrical, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have gotten that haircut, but I did. So, yeah. Then the next thing, as that asymmetrical haircut was growing out, I wanted a perm, but I didn't trust anybody to perm my hair. There's a certain type of perm that I love, the ISO perms, and they're actually made by Joico, which I just found out, but they're just not as damaging, and they leave the hair softer than other perms do. I really love them. So I went and bought one, and I gave myself a perm. I had a dream about it, okay? So a lot of times when I have these visions or dreams or whatever, I'm convinced they're from God. Where else would it come from, in my opinion? And God gave me this vision of doing a perm that was a mixture of a stack wrap and a spiral perm. So I did the vision that God gave me and gave myself a perm, which I never in my life thought I would do. It took forever to wrap that hair. Like, whew, that took a long time. But I got it done, and that was one of the best perms I ever had. And to be honest with you, that's the perm that I give to everybody that sits in my chair and wants a perm now. Because it's much more, if you look at someone who has natural curl, it's not all the same type of curl. It's not all uniform all over their head. It changes. It gives different wave patterns and some little spirally bits, and so that's what I was going for, is more of a natural look. And like I say, I do that on everybody now. I call it my beach wave perm. And you can do it as a beach wave, like use all bigger rods, or I have one lady that I do it, and I do all her spirals as smaller curls. So I use smaller rods on there. But the base of it is more of a wave pattern. Anyways, going down a rabbit hole with you there. Sorry about that. Actually, I do kind of maybe like this mascara. Let's see if I can curl these a little more. So yeah, while I was in upstate New York, it was like the third stylist that I found that I finally figured out how to go about my questions, how to go about vetting them and making sure that they would be the right fit for me and my hair. And a lot of times is, and this is what I did with her, is I booked an appointment for her to shampoo my hair and style it. Let them play with your hair. See how they play with it. And she, as soon as she wet my hair, because at that time I was really wearing my hair straighter all the time, other than when I had the perm. But the perm was pretty much out of there by then. So she wet my hair. I still did have, like about that much of the perm on the ends. So as soon as she wet my hair, she saw that. And she's like, oh, you had a perm in here. And then she's talking about how, well, you have like a natural wave in your hair, right? And she was just educating me about my hair. And I was like, this is the type of person I want. This is someone who understands hair. And that's what I was not finding. And I just find that skill set in a hairstylist is important. Very, 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 very important. It's important that they understand, excuse me, what your hair type is. It's important that they understand what can and cannot be done with your hair. And it's also important that they are not learning on your hair. Do you understand what I mean? Like, okay, so when I worked at Regis up in Canada, we had one of my friends up there. He hated working on long hair. Absolutely hated it. So we mostly booked her with short hair. And I would make her play with my hair. My hair was a little bit longer. So, you know, at the end of the day on a Saturday, I'd be like, Sandy, can you wash my hair and blow dry it for me? And she hated working on my hair. She called it bum fluff because it was so fine. Well, it still is fine. But she would do it for me. And she, you know, over time, experimenting on us, got more comfortable with longer hair. It was never a favorite of hers. She loved working with short hair, but she got more comfortable with it. Now, in a lot of these salons nowadays, I find especially the lower end, the mid to lower end salons, they are looking at what the stylists are afraid of and making sure that they do a lot of that so that they get comfortable with it. And I'm like, that's not, no. You give them what they're comfortable with so that they can master it. And they can experiment on mannequins or friends or family members or, you know, like, so that, you know, that's an issue out there. And like I say, I love when a hairstylist is educating me about my hair. That's what I was looking for, because I love to help people understand their hair, because when they understand their hair, they can figure out things to do with it. I mean, I'm constantly experimenting with my hair. And I mean, I've been doing hair for like ever, since the early 1980s. And I'm still experimenting. Another thing is your hair changes as you get older too. It just does. It's how life works. So anyways, I'm babbling now. I'm sorry. I'm going to put on it's just a lip gloss type thing. I don't really wear lipstick because I have like these skinny little lips. And I'd rather people look at my eyes than my skinny little lips. So yeah. So this is that mascara. It's okay. I don't know if it's my favorite or not. I'll have to compare the ones that I've already done. The next one I do might be this one. It's by Rimmel. This was an Amazon find. I actually got 2 of them for pretty inexpensive. So if this turns out being a nice one, I'll probably give away this one. You know, I don't need 2. I've got like 4, 5 opened ones right now. Because of my little experimentation. And I will start layering them as well. Actually, I think I'm going to layer this one on top right now because I want a little more fullness right now. Like I say, I really like this one. And that's another thing. Don't be afraid to, this is another experiment, you know. Don't be afraid to mix your mascaras, mix your hair products. I have to say that the first one I used, let me find it here. Here we go. The Triflex mascara, it dries super dry. Like it's hard to put this over top of it right now. So yeah. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know that it's a favorite of mine. We'll see. So, if you really want to get to know me and learn some new tips and tricks and experiment with me on how we look and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to be sharing a lot of that stuff in my group. Different platforms, like I'll put this up on YouTube, and so yeah, just follow me wherever you see me. Best place to find me is on Facebook, so come look for me there. Tami is my first name. Grgas is my last name. There are no more vowels than what you see there. Like, it's a weird name. It's my husband's. So yeah, I look forward to I look forward to talking and hopefully teaching you something new in the future about your hair, about your skin, about your makeup, I deal with a lot of beauty. I want you, all women, to know that they're beautiful. I want them all to be able to look at themselves and think, oh, look awesome. Because that's how I feel right now. So have a great day. Follow me on whatever platform you're on right now. And come find me on Facebook and ask to join my group. I'd love to have you in there. And I'd love to be able to give you a prize. Thanks. Bye.